Okay, so while you are joining in, let me explain you about some of the copyright issues that you will face if you're using someone else's picture. So if you're practicing on or if you're working on some projects, if it is a commercial project, so you're not allowed to use anyone's picture without his or her permission. So what you do is that you buy images from uh, images like Getty images. Okay, so what is the Getty images? It's like a stock photos market on online market from where you can download stock images. So there are stock images already there. You can download from there. Then there is v.com. I think Veer is down, or there are a couple of more, and 1, 2, 3 are RF. So these websites you have to you have to buy images. You have to check their copyright legal information, and then you can use. However, for practicing, you can use images if they are not commercial for your personal use only. There are some images here for personal use on these websites. You can download there for personal use. However, there are websites that generate artificial intelligence based images. Okay. For example, there is a website called uh, generated.photos. Now, generated.photos, it contains images of these people. If you will notice here, there are a lot of images of different people. These are not the real people. Who they are basically like no one. It's like artificial intelligence based images. For example, if I go to the faces on the top menu here, okay, it will take me to this page. All these images are of the people who do not exist. These images are generated through artificial intelligence, okay, through a neural network, and no one from here is actually exist. Now, suppose you want an image of someone, a natural image, okay, and he should be facing front, okay. His gender is maybe female. His age is maybe middle aged, okay. Ethnicity, you can choose anyone here. The white is only available right now. Eye color, you can have someone with a blue eye. Hair color, with a brown hair color. Hair length, you want long hair, short hair. Okay, I want short hair. Emotion, I want joy. Now, when you will get this information, when you will use this information, what this website will do, according to your information that you are feeding, it will generate a picture for you. Okay. Now, all these images that it's bringing it up, it's all generated images, artificial intelligence generated images. They are not the real images. These are not the real person. Okay. So you might notice a little bit similarity, because what it's doing is that it have a database of different features. It's combining those features, and through those features, it's generating an image just like this. Now, if you want this image, you can download this. But when you will download, it will say, okay, for a high-res image, you have to pay this much. And for free image, you can just download this by clicking here. And you can use, you can go to your folder, and anywhere you want to, wherever you want, you can save it. I will save it in this folder. It will be saved automatically there. And now if I will go to this folder, Let's see, here it is. If I will double click it here, you can see it's a quite small image, okay, but good for personal use. Apart from this website, there is another website. It's called This Person Does Not Exist. Now, this is randomly generated image. It does not have any sort of, you can say, uh, interface. What you just have to do is that refresh. Every time you refresh, randomly it generates an image for you. Like suppose if you want this image, right click and save it, and it will give you a high quality image. Okay, but you cannot give your own uh, you can say like details to it. It will generate by itself. Okay, so that's how it do. And if you like, just you can save it. So let's generate some images here so that we can use on another project. Okay, so we have a couple of good images here, and let's use those. Now I have these images here. Let me open this image of this person here, and you can see it's pretty much high quality image. Now last time I told you about, if you want to enhance any person's picture, you do a lot of different steps over here. Like you uh, make a duplicate copy of it. Okay, you work on the curves, so it bring up the colors back. Then what you do, you take this image, put them in a folder. Okay, make a duplicate copy of this whole thing, merge it. Okay, then you take your dodge color, or like sorry, dodge tool, and you dodge out. I will increase a little bit exposure of the dodging. Dodge out the highlights. Okay, choose highlights, and whatever is highlight part, you will try to dodge it, make it brighter, but I think it's too much. Let me reduce it. So what it will do is that it will enhance that part for you and make it more prominent on your screen. Okay, I will not do a lot. I will not complete. I will just show you a little bit here because already last class I showed you. Now burn, you will take it and you will take the midtones or shadows. Shadows is better to take it, and whatever is the dark part, you will start burning that, so it will become a little darker, like eye area here, lines, these lines especially, feature lines here, these lines. So what it will do is that it will pop your image a little bit more, it will make it more prominent. So this is before, this is after, before and after. So you can see how it made your image popping out. But this takes a lot of time. Now Photoshop comes with tools which is basically for 3D, for 3D you can say texture generation. Those tools we can use in our photo editing as well. So let's see those tools one by one. First, let's see. I have a tool here which is called Bump, 3D Bump. Now, what is a bump map? Actually, bump map, what it do is that, let's see on internet. If we go over here, you will see that there are some textures over here, like it looks like 3D texture, right? But it's not a 3D texture. It's a flat image, but it have this bump of a brick wall, and it's creating a 3D illusion. It's like this, a flat image and there is a bump wall. The bump is like a black and white. So when you put this on a flat image, it will make it look like it is popping out from the ground. Okay. And then there is a normal. Normal is more enhanced. So this is normal map. It's bit like colored, unlike bump map. It's more like colored. We will use both. So here, if you see, if you will put it on a flat surface, so that flat surface will look like it's 3D-ish. Okay, it like it have some texture over here. Here you can see that if I will put this on a blank, so it will look like this. So this is how it is generated. Now this is without the bump map or without a normal map, and this is with the bump map or normal map. So for this purpose, the bump map is used before the bump map, and then you can see after the bump map. So we have this feature here in Photoshop for 3D map generation, but it can be used in enhancing our image. For example, this image I will duplicate this. Go to the filter option, 3D. First, let's do bump, then we'll move to normal. Now I will go to the bump first. So it will load the option. Now here you will see it's a sphere. So basically it's not easy to see something on a sphere. So I will choose an object here, which is basically a cube. I will click on cube so I can easily see how it looks like. Now you can see how the image is looking. It kind of looks like right now. So it's giving me a 3D touch. 3D features are coming out. So whatever you will see that is white, it's kind of like pushing out from the image. It's kind of, you can say, raised up, and whatever is black, it is kind of digged down. Okay, so there is up and there is a down. Okay, so there is a engraving information here. Whatever is white will like pop out from the image, extruded out from the image itself, and whatever is black will be de-extruded, like it will be digging inwards. Okay, so that's how it actually works. So to enhance that, you have here detail scale. If I will increase this, so you can see that the details are enhanced here. You can see it is more enhanced, and there is a blur. So if you will look at it here, the detail is very high. But if you don't want it high, for a result where you want more feature to be popped out, this is good. But if you're working on a female photograph, so it's not good to make her skin look very rough. So for females, you can increase the blur amount, so that because naturally their skin are a little softer, so you will have the natural result. Otherwise you will have a result that doesn't look natural. So for females, we can blur it out so the features will not become rough. But for aged people who have wrinkles and fine lines, so it's better to keep it low. Okay, like 0.3 I will keep it for now. All the others, I will not change anything. I will only play with the blur and the detail scale, and once I'm satisfied, I will just press OK. Now I have this ready with me, this bump information. Now one thing that I have to do is to invert it. Okay, so to invert it, I can go to image, adjustment, and invert. So whatever is white will become black, and whatever is black will become white. Now I will go to normal, and then I will go to soft light here. So if you will go to the soft light, you can see this sort of result it is showing up. Okay, now as the image is, I think, too bright or too dark, that's why I'm getting this result. So let's see how it will look like if it is normal. I will press Ctrl Z to get a normal copy of this one. Okay. Oops. Okay, like it was before without inverting. And then if I will go to soft light, so you will see that all these details, all his features on the image itself is basically, let me zoom in, is now more popping out. So if I will hide this, you can see that the black is there, more prominent, white is there, more prominent, just like you have used the dodging and burning over here very finely, but it will make the image, darker. So best thing to do is to use the curve on only this. So what I will do, I will make an adjustment so it will only affect the bottom one. I will press this. So if you want to only affect the one that is below, you will press this button, and it will only affect the one that is below and not on the whole image itself. So now I can do what, this is my darker area. So darker area, if I will move it up, you can see that it is becoming brighter. Or maybe this one I can push it a little bit down, the whiter area. Can make something like this. Okay. Now if I will hide and unhide, you can see how it is popping the image more. Now this is affecting the overall, the whole thing. I don't want to affect the whole image. I don't want to affect the background. I don't want to affect his clothes. I only want to affect his face. So what you can do, if you remember, we studied the mask. Masking is very important when you do the photo manipulation or you do the photo editing here. So I will go to this layer. I will make a mask. And I will take a bucket here and pull up the black in the mask. And when I put the black in the mask, so that means nothing will show on this layer. Okay, because the mask is black. Black means show nothing. So that's what I want, because I want to manually paint the white areas, and this effect will only show wherever there is a white area. So I will select the mask. I will take my brush and I will take the white color from here. Now I want the brush to be a little bigger. Okay, if you will go here, if you can see, this is the size of the brush, which I think is fine for now. But I don't want the hardness. I want zero hardness, so it will be soft from the sides. It will be feathered from the side, so I will have a soft result. Now I don't want it to be 100% visible. I want it to be a little bit transparent while painting, because what it will do is that if I keep on adding or painting or like over it, okay, like doing some over painting, I will get more and more result. So that's how I want more and more result, instead of getting the 100% result with the first stroke. I don't want the 100% result with the first stroke. I want to keep on repainting in order to get the as much result I want. So that's why I will keep the opacity a little lower. Flow is the stroke amount, like how much stroke, like how speed it, how much speed it will give me while I'm doing the strokes. Now I will start painting with the white color here, and you can see that wherever I'm painting it, it is kind of giving me the result here. Okay, so I will just paint in these areas, and you can see that the result is coming up. Now I want more result on his cheeks. I will paint more on his cheeks. I want more on his nose, and I want more on his forehead, because these are the parts where you have more specular, more shiny parts, because these are the closer to the bones. And chin. Okay, and rest a bit of a touch. I will reduce the size to work on the lips. And upper part I want more brighter, so I will get more brighter result here. Now if I will show you the mask, this is how I painted the mask right now. If I hide this, so you can see that how the image looks like. So same dodging and burning, I was able to do it very easily here. Okay, very quick amount of like when like with a very quick uh, like method and very short amount of time. Now, what you can do is that you can select both of them and put them in a folder by clicking here. Okay, and I can duplicate this. What will happen if I will duplicate? The effect will be duplicated as well. So I want to duplicate as many time I want. I can do that, but it is kind of increasing. So what I can do, I can control the opacity. So this much here, okay, and maybe this, okay, that's fine. But what else I can do here? I can select all of them, make a duplicate copy of this, okay, and I will make a mask for the whole of the layer. And wherever you think the result is too much, you can take your brush, take a black color and paint that part with the settings that you don't want the effect to be. Like I think lips are affecting a lot. So I will just paint with the black color here so you can see the lips are now removing some of the parts. Maybe I think here his nose is getting too dark. I can work on the nose. Maybe this part of the cheek a little bit here as well. Okay, now if you will see that, this is how the final result will be there. So very easy way to do this, okay, to enhance your image, to make your image look much more nicer, much more prominent with the features using the bump. Now same thing we have here. Let me delete this. We have which is basically known as the normal map. Normal map are the same as the bump, but it's a little bit more enhanced because it uses the light value as well. Bump doesn't use the light value. Like it calculates from where the light is coming and it gives you much more better results. So if I will duplicate this, go back to filter, go back to 3D, go to normal map. Now you can see that it's giving me this information. Let me choose the cube. Okay, and you can see much more information is there. Let me decrease the blur here a bit, tiny bit. I will increase like maybe 0.5. Okay, and detail I will increase it more so that in order to see how the result is. Now if I will press OK, so you can see the result is more enhanced, more features are there. So what I will do here is that I will go to image, adjustment and desaturate it so it will become black and white. But I don't want this result to be as this because it will not give me the what I'm actually looking for. So I will again go back here, adjust, invert. Now you can see the details here, how the details are. Okay, just notice that teeny tiny bits of the details are there. Using the same information, I will go in the modes and choose the soft light. Now just notice that if I hide this, see how it changes the whole features. Notice the wrinkles over here with the this feature applied, and without, everything looks a bit blurry. With it looks very sharp. Okay, now obviously it makes it darker a little bit. So same thing you can do. You can make a curve map and only affect the bottom one, and I can enhance this here. Maybe I can use this value to darken it up, okay, or to brighten it up, and maybe from here I can push this out. Okay, looks much more better. So this is how you will get the result. Now, even if you don't want this result on the whole thing, same thing you can do. Or maybe you like this result and you want it to be more enhanced. So what you can do, you can make a group, copy this. So you can see down it is more enhanced. It's more it's applied more strongly, aggressively on it. But it's too strong, so you can reduce the opacity maybe a bit. Okay. Now I can take both of them, and both of these I can put them in a group. And then I can make a mask, and I can put a black color in the mask like I did before. Now I will take my brush, take a white color and paint over the areas which I think should have the result. Like this, I will paint over here. Okay, here maybe, and maybe this part, especially wrinkles. I want wrinkles to be more enhanced. Okay, more popping out. So you can see how what is happening to the wrinkles now. Wrinkles are more visible. So this technique is very good to get the fine result, and especially on the lines on the edges like wrinkles, these edges like which is on the lips, on the top part, bottom part of the lips, these areas are basically will give you nice result here. Now this is the border. Wherever you have the lines, this this is a line, this is a line here, this is a line here, some for on the forehead. Okay, then you can see that on the ears also you have. Okay, so now this is before and this is after, and the lines are so you can say enhanced that it is also distorting the image. Like they are so deep that they are moving the skin interactively. You can see the skin is also moved. That's the result is so intense. Okay, so without everything is blurred, this is everything is more prominent here. I can do the same with the clothes stuff. Like suppose if you have some cloth or anything which is not a person's picture, anything that have a texture, and you have to enhance the texture for that, or for that purpose also you can use this effect. Okay, so you can see that before and after of the clothes. Maybe a little bit about his shirt. So you can see before and after how it enhanced the thing. Now in the end, what you can do is that you can just go there, drop the black color, put some multiply, you can say blending on it, reduce its opacity a bit, put a mask here. Okay, and then what we can do, we can paint with a black color on the area that we want to enhance here. Okay, just like what we did in the last class. Okay, and then I can switch back to white color, and maybe anything that is spilling out I can paint over it. And then what I can do, I can just reduce it more, the opacity of the black color, and then repaint over the areas which I really think need to be brightened up. And the part that you don't want to brighten up, paint it with the white color. Okay, so you can uh, paint and then repaint and use whatever you want the way you want it to be appear. And then in the end you can reduce the opacity a little bit more to bring up your image. So before and after, you can see how it will look like. Okay, now this is the way you will use the pump. Now another technique here is with a 3D luminosity. So how to use that? Let me close this image and let's bring up some other image. Let me take this image and let me work on this image with the 3D luminosity because it is a bit brighter here. So I will make a new duplicate copy of it. Now 3D luminosity, what it do is that it works on the brighter area, darker area interactively through a gradient map. So what you need to do is to create a gradient map. To create a gradient map, you have on the top a gradient map. You just click on it and you will soon see that there is a gradient map here. Okay, so it will give you a black and white map. If it doesn't give you a black and white, you can just click on it, go to basics, choose the black and white from here. So I already have the black and white, so I will use here. And there is black and there is white. So if I will move the white, so you can see it is becoming brighter. If I will move the black, you can see it is becoming darker. Now what if I add something in the middle? I click it here on 50. You can type here 50 if it is or not in the middle. So it is in the middle, so I don't have to type anything. Then I will go to this color. Instead of complete black, I want a color which is 50% bright. So I will just type here 50%. And I don't want it to be bluish. I want it to be grayish. So I will go all the way down here or here. So I will have monochrome color like black and white color and 50% of that. Now here I can move this one to adjust the value, but I will keep it 50. Now I can add more. Suppose you can go back here. On 25, you can add one more with a value of 25. Now I can adjust this, suppose a little bit just like this. Okay, and then I can add here on in the middle on the 75 basically. So I will type here 75 because from here to here it is 75% in the middle. Okay, and I will give the value of the brightness 75 as well. Now if I move it around, you can see that it is bringing back the color that I am looking for, or it is brightening up. Suppose if I want to put color back, so I will just move this here. Okay, now done. Okay, now I want something in the middle here or here, up to you. Now suppose if I want something here in the middle. Okay, So from here to here, what is the value? Around 18 or 16. Should be 16 or 17, what you say. So I will just go here, type the same value here, 17. Now I can play around, move it. You can see her hair are becoming only darker, not her face. Here this part is only become darker. Now I can add something here in the middle, 141. So I can go back here, change this to 41 as well. Now I can move it around, but I think it's too much, so I will just uh, pull it off. Like you have to drag and pull it down, so there will be no value there. Here in the middle, let's put one more, and 65. Okay, so I will go back here, 65, and I can move around this. Maybe I will push it here, and you can see that the value is coming back here as well. Some more if you want, add here, 91. Okay, go here in the brightness, add 91, and you can enhance this. So easily you can make the brighter part darker or darker brighter with the quality. When we are done, you just go here, okay, and you use the overlay, soft light, or whatever you feel like it is giving you. Okay, so here I have luminosity. So basically luminosity is all about the light itself. So this is giving me a better result of what I have done the changes in. Now if you don't like the values, you can always go back here and change the values the way you want. Okay, like I want more darker here. I don't want it to be more brighter, that part. You can just increase that. I don't want this here. I can change it something else. Maybe I don't want this here, so I can push it to other way around. And you can see that the result is much more better than what usually you get by changing the brightness and contrast here. Okay, good thing is that you can keep on adding the values in between, and it will keep you in the range. If I'm moving this black here, it's only changing the hair, it's not changing the overall thing. Okay, and if I'm moving this white, so it's only moving a certain part like a cheek or something, but not the whole thing. So that's the good thing about this effect. So as many points you will put, you will have range to work on. Now I have something like this, and if you believe, okay, it's fine, but I don't want to affect some areas here, so you can go back here in the white area, the area that you don't want to affect. Take the black color, paint over. Like suppose maybe I don't want her neck to be affected, so I will take the black color here, start painting on the neck, and maybe I will just paint over these areas, so I will not have the effect over here, especially on the eyes. So maybe I will go to the eyes, and I'll paint the eyes. I don't want any effect on the eyes. I want the eyes to be more brighter here. So you can see the eyes are not affected anymore. Clear? Rest are fine. Okay, maybe on the lips as well, and teeth. Now if you like this effect more, you can double it up. Just go to this effect, drop it down to the duplicate, and it will keep on increasing, but you can see that it's not it's changing the whole color of the person. So reduce this. Okay, and this one else you can reduce it a little bit here. Now this looks kind of good. Okay, so what else you can do? Put all this in one layer, one you can say group, and you can add a curve on the whole thing, only affecting on the bottom one, and you can overall do the color change here. Okay, and again the light is affected, the eyes are affected. I can go just to the eyes, and I can just with a black color paint the eyes only. Okay, and a little part of the lips maybe, not the whole, just the some details of the lips. So I will just do tiny dots, like lines here, small lines. And maybe teeth. Now what I will do here, one more thing, let's make the eyes popping out more. So I will add another curve, again click it down and enhance it way up. Okay, but I only want to work on the eyes. So what I will do, I will just put black color inside the eye, oh sorry, in this mask, and take my brush and only work on the eyes. So take the white color and little bit opacity here and work on the eye, like starting from this point, because this is where the light is falling off. And then I will reduce the opacity to work on the overall eyes. And bit of the eyelids I can also add in this. And you can see how the eyes are now popping out. Now I can put the whole thing in one layer just to show you how it is before and after thing. So this is before and this is after. Okay, to change the tone of a person's color or something, or in the end when everything is there, try to reduce the opacity so it will blend with the bottom image. So that's a good way of enhancing this in the overall effect. You can see that before and after. This is before, this is after. Okay, so that's how you can do that. And then same thing, like we all have our that we are been doing for a long time. Add a black here, add some multiply, blending. Okay, go here, take your brush. First let's paint over the with the black color white parts, like I mean the part that are bright, and the eyes. Okay, once you are done, then reduce the opacity and work on the overall image. So you can get the result the way you want. and the parts that you don't want, take the white color, paint over so that it will be gone. So the masking is very non-destructive. You can bring up the things, you can lower down the things, and you can do so many things here with the help of that. Okay. Now let's see what else we have here in our adjustment panels. So let me just merge all these together. Now here, let me close this. We have different options. Now here I have brightness on contrast. So this is actually changes the brightness of your image and contrast of your image. Okay, like the name mentions. So you have the legacy version also, like which will be not too enhanced, it will give you more faded version, or non-legacy, which will give you non-faded version. So use legacy will give you a faded version, and uh, without using it, it will be non-faded version. Now if you want to delete, make sure you click on the effect itself, then delete. Otherwise, if you click over here and delete, so it will delete the mask, not the image. Now levels, it works on only on the dark part and on the bright parts. That's all. Either you are working on RGB mode completely, or only any selective color. Like suppose red, I want to reduce it more. Okay. Or blue, I want to like push out more. So this is how you can work on different other colors too, to create something like a a cross processing effect. Then we have here curves. Curves, same thing as a level, but it works on the curves basically, instead of a graph, or instead of a bar graph or something. So you can work on the overall image, or you can use any one of these colors and enhance them. Okay, then we have exposure. This is the overall exposure of an image. And these are some other settings. Offset is like uh, put the exposure a little bit lesser, or backwards or forward. It's up to you. Then you have pre-made effects here for the exposure. So you can choose any one of these as well. Then we have the vibrance, same thing that I explained before, the vibration of the color and the amount of the color. Less means black and white, more means more, or like more color. So you can work with both of them together to create interesting effects. Okay. Now you can add more than I have added vibrance, so I can add one more. Hue and saturation, for example. So here is the saturation as well. So maybe this saturation a little bit you can work on. Then hue, the amount of the color, like what kind of color you are in right now. I mean, normally if I can go and I can change to anything else. Quite looks unnatural. Okay. If I delete, it will delete the effect that I was creating. Now color balance. Suppose I want more bluish. I can go to more blue side, more green, more cyan. So that also you can do with the color balance. Now black and white, it converts your image in black and white. Suppose it is now black and white, but you want tint, you can go to the tint, you can change that. With this button, you can go to any part, click on it, and make that broad darker or brighter. It's up to you. So many different options have this button. What it do is that it allow you to go on that part in image and only enhance that color where you click on. Okay. After that, we have a photo filter. This is a good filter, what it do is that it have pre-made filters here. Use any one of it, and when you apply, you can have that filter effect on your image. Here you have channel mixer. So there are channels basically here, red, green, and blue. Okay, each colors creates an RGB value. So you can work on each one of these, and you can see that how it is changing here. Okay. So this is how you can mix the channels between. Okay. I will delete this. Now this is very interesting one. This is called the color lookup. It's like Instagram filter that you have in Instagram. You go here and you have list of different filters. You can choose any one of these, and you can download from the internet, and then it will give you these kind of different filters. So you can choose any one of these filters to create a nice looking effect. Okay, so pre-made filters. So you can download, or you can put a mask here, or those kind of things. Here it have an interactive mask. So if I go here, it can just notice here, it will create a mask with the help of the color range. I can click on this color, and then what I can do is that if I press OK, you can see the mask is created automatically with the help of the color range which I selected, and I can increase the density of the mask. So the whole effect will be only applied on this mask. Suppose if I will choose any one of these, you can see it is not applying on the whole image, it's only on the mask. So if I press Alt and click on the mask, you can see this is the mask. So this feature also create a mask interactively. Now this is invert, basically inverts your image. Okay, like a negative image. Sometimes it is used for the color enhancing and those kind of things. Here we have posterize. It kind of decrease or increases the level of your color depth. Okay, so more you will have more effect, less you will have less effect. Okay, so that's for the posterization. We don't want the posterization here right now. Then threshold, it makes your image either black or white, but completely flat. Now this is heavily used to create stamps, or monochromatic like colors, tattoos, and these kind of things. Now here we have this, it is the selective color. Now what does the selective color do? I can work on any color that I have on my screen here. For example, if I go to red and try to change, so you can see that it is affecting the red, and it is adding these colors in the red. Okay, and I can make it obsolete with 100% effect, with the 100% effect, or relative, that will take its neighboring colors and will affect those two. Okay, and you can have a mask just like I showed you before with the other properties. You have mask over here as well. Then last one is the same gradient map that we were using here. Now you can use the black and white the way I told you, or you have all these others, and you can make your own. Like suppose if I will go to the basics, choose the black and white. Okay, and you can see how the result is. Suppose I want more blacker, but if I increase this, it's not giving me the right choice. Okay, so I can add one in the middle here, and then make it 44, and add one more here and make it 24. Just have to type the location value. Here is the location value, and you can enhance this. Now you can see the whole image is not turning black, only that part. Now I can add one more here and then change that one too. So it really interactively helped me to range out what I want to be darker or what I want to be brighter. Okay, just like that. And then in the end, I can use the luminosity blending mode from here. So it will give me this. Or one more feature of this is, suppose in the white I will choose a red color, and this one in the black I will choose a blue color. Okay, so it will give me a very nice touch, or vice versa, just like that. But it will not be that good. Okay, I'll push them to get more brighter results, like a duotone. So very nice results you can create. You can add one more in the middle. Maybe this one can be green, or maybe this one can be pink or purple. But we have to make sure the color suits. Don't add any color that doesn't suit. So you will have something like this kind of an effect. So something between red and uh, blue can be suitable. Okay. So these kind of results you can have, and when you can use the luminosity or anything, it will give you very interesting outputs. This gives soft color, gives me very good result. Okay, maybe I can use soft color, and then maybe I can reduce the opacity for overall nice color. So you can see that the result is good, is quite nice. So if I will hide all these, so you can see how it was before and how after I added the colors, how it is after. So a very nice way of adding the colors or changing these, use this 3D luminosity effect here. Okay, just you have to use the gradient map, add blacks. If you want to add more black. Okay, so what it will do, it will range it up. It will not change the whole image, it will not make your whole image darker. It will only make certain parts of your image darker rather than changing all of your image. So it's a good practice of changing. Okay, so that's all for today. Next time we will move to our photo manipulation, and we will see how we can manipulate images, how we can change anything, uh, like how we can put some other person in the background. Suppose you have a Paris picture and your friends went there but you were missing. So how you can put yourself in that picture and it looks like you were there. Or there is a scene where something dangerous happening, like a movie poster of an action movie, and you want the actor to jump off the cliff, but it is little hard. It's dangerous to make is to ask the actual actor to do the actual stunt. So what you do, you just Photoshop it and make it look like he was actually jumping. Okay, so that's what we will do in the next class. So let's move to the blackboard, and I will end the stream now.